Enjoy the wine today, baby, go to sleep now. A must-watch wilderness building video before bed. Guaranteed to give you a wonderful night's sleep. Today, I guess your food battery is around 39%, and you are lying in this exact posture. If I guessed right, quack, twice. If not, snap a picture for the comments section. Now, please put your left foot over your neck. Let's dive straight into today's main topic. Because houses in the city are too expensive. After working and saving for half his life, Mario decided to quit his job and return to his hometown. He wants to use his own hands in these green woods to build a door and a cypress garden for the rest of his life. This isn't an escape, but a conclusion to his drifting early life. He also wants to use the days ahead to experience the beauty of life. 2 months before the actual construction began, he prepared the required timber in advance. And today happens to be an auspicious day to break ground. However, perhaps he didn't check the almanac before leaving. The jungles of Ionia happened to have continuous light rain. Feeling helpless, Mario had to build a temporary shed first. Just piecing together a frame with a few square timbers and covering it with a tarp to temporarily shelter from the rain. Waiting for the weather to clear up again, he could start digging the foundation trenches, then insert the thicker square timbers into them. I feel it's better to build with stones. After all, carbonized wood is easily eaten by termites. The remaining square timbers are carved with suitable grooves, so they can interlock to form the foundation frame. Of course, the help of wild iron nails is also needed. To facilitate the subsequent construction, he also installed angle irons and wooden boards at the bottom, so the wooden boards can be fixed in place. This layer isn't actually the floor of the cabin. Considering the cold winter climate in Ionia, he plans to lay a thick layer of thermal insulation. As for the different colors, it's because he bought a used roll to save money. After filling it, a layer of plastic sheeting must be nailed on. This is to prevent moisture from rising into the house. Then the thick floorboards can be laid in sequence, slightly trimming the edges. The foundation is initially completed. And the extra space on the side is his reserved porch. Since it's outdoors, it doesn't need insulation cotton. Once the floor is done, installation can begin. The pillars were all processed in advance. Square timbers are very convenient to use. In no time, Mario put together a beautiful frame, and the locations of all windows and doors also need to be planned in advance. This way, when building the walls later, it will be much easier. For the larger frames, he installed diagonal braces for fixing. Even a level 10 gale won't blow it away. The roof part is actually not complicated. Just cut bevels and lock grooves on the square timbers, and they can easily be pieced together into a stable triangle. A row of these makes a sturdy roof frame. On the gable walls, he also fixed thick crossbeams, creating a perfect mechanical structure. For aesthetics, the edges need a little trimming. Then top purlins can be fixed at intervals. As for the most important ceiling work, Mario plans to leave it to OSB and roofing felt. This oversized synthetic wooden board only takes 5 or 6 pieces. 2 easily cover the entire top. While he was busy, snowflakes quietly fell in the jungle. To avoid affecting the subsequent construction, the roof must be completed as soon as possible. This waterproof roofing felt can directly act as tiles. Just a little fixing, and it can shelter him from the wind and rain. For the bottom wall part, he uses purchased wooden panels. These boards are not only treated for anti, but also have grooves. Splicing them together one by one makes them airtight. At the same time, the slightly reddish color is quite textured. The desolate mountains reveal a sound of decay, while Mario's wooden cabin is welcoming a new life. The wisps of snowflakes fall unhurriedly, as if waiting for its construction progress. Before long, there are several solid walls. A heavy snow fell that night, dressing the entire jungle in silver, and the unfinished house also faces a challenge. Fortunately, the roof can already escort Mario. In order to move into the new home ASAP, he worked in the snow. Although his hands were red with cold, his heart was burning. On the rear gable wall, he specifically left a triangular window opening. Installing the glass makes it the cabin's eye to observe the world. The other walls also need windows installed sequentially. Frosty snow left footprints on the tree trunks. Every snowflake hides nature's mysterious magic. And Mario's cabin stands lonely amidst it all, just like a castle in a fairy tale world. After nailing a layer of edging to the eaves, he got some unique flashing strips and placed them on the side of the roof to enhance protection. At this point, the entire cabin is only short of the front door. Mario first used square timber to assemble a suitable frame. Then he symmetrically spliced parallelogram wooden boards. This yields a very good-looking front door, and a full set of hinges and latches. Gives it a soul. Feeling the frame at the bottom of the foundation doesn't look great. Mario plans to seal it with wooden boards. Of course, it also needs to be painted similar to the walls. That way, it won't look so rustic. When finished, he'll make exquisite edging for all the corners, and paint them pure white, like a snowfield. The cabin is presented in a more perfect posture. Lasting many days, the exterior has finally come to an end. Now comes the more important interior decoration. Before this, Mario plans to install the fireplace first. After all, he's back indoors and can't freeze anymore. The thermometer shows it's already below zero outside. To maintain the fireplace's temperature, the insulation layer needs perfecting. The leftover insulation cotton from laying the foundation comes in handy. Mario works very meticulously, even around the chimney. He specially made a square edge, so there's no need to worry about the insulation getting burned. Once it's fully filled, it can be covered with plastic sheeting and wooden boards. In the future, he just needs to light the fireplace for heating. Even if it's minus a dozen degrees outside, it will be as warm as spring inside. Of course, the front door gets the exact same treatment. This not only insulates, but also looks quite thick and solid. Once the final ceiling is done, it will be completed. When designing the roof, he deliberately made it very high, so he could build a second floor loft now. The top will be used for sleeping in the future, and the bottom for convenient daily activities. The cabin's living space easily doubles. To climb up and down naturally requires a set of stairs. For this, Mario has a unique design. Just fix wooden boards of various lengths along the wall. Then he can install the specially designed wooden boards onto the pillars. This creates a beautiful spiral design. And higher up, he uses crossbars for support. Soon, he gets a space-saving, perfect staircase. I must say, his craftsmanship is truly excellent. Next, laying wooden boards on the loft turns it into a bedroom. Mario carefully polished all the details. It's exactly this meticulous character that made him a wilderness building master. At such a young age, feeling the first floor is still quite empty. Mario prepares to make a set of table and chairs for tea and meals. He first used thick wooden boards to piece together the tabletop. Then he used mortise and tenon joints to make sturdy table legs, giving him a beautiful little table. Of course, it looks too ordinary, just like this, so he cut off the four corners to turn it into an octagon. Finally, adding edging makes it look pretty good. It feels like he made not a table, but a piece of art. The small stools were made the exact same way. Out of 10 points for this furniture, I'd give it 100. The blank walls can't be wasted either. Installing a few shelves can hold some small gadgets. After finishing, Mario brought white paint to brush on. He wants to make all the furniture a unified style, so it looks much more comfortable. During his break, standing at the door, drinking tea, he felt the small balcony also needed a roof, so he could enjoy the view, whether it's sunny or raining. No sooner said than done. He brought some square timber and started building the frame. At some point, Mario also got a little dog, perhaps to add some companionship to the tedious construction. The balcony's roof is designed to be lower than the main house, because it creates more visual depth. Having had the experience of building once, it's a piece of cake for him now. He quickly completed the bottom ceiling. Of course, this is just the first step in his grand vision. Next, he installs simple railings on the edges. As for the top part, he plans to do some art creation. He cut thinner wooden strips into unique shapes, then fixed them sequentially in a fan shape in the triangle of the gable. wall from a distance, it looks like a burst of radiant sunlight, instantly turning the cabin into a big villa. After admiring it, Mario still decided to paint it red. The original stairs location has been turned into a railing. Therefore, a new one needs to be built in front of the door. Looking at the effect, it should be quite perfect. For safety, a handrail needs to be built around it. Currently, all the railings are just empty frames. Mario first designed the blueprint in his mind. Then he perfected it using wooden strips. This crisscrossing structure forms beautiful geometric grids, just waiting for a ray of slanted sun to pass through, to draw beautiful light and shadows on the ground. When done, he still needed to apply white paint for color correction. At the bottom of the stairs, there's quite a bit of space. Mario prepared to build a new home for his beloved dog too, first sealing and reinforcing the surrounding walls, then reserving an entrance, exit, and decorating it with wooden strips. Once painted, it becomes the dog's exclusive 5-star mansion. Just finished. The dog couldn't wait to go in and experience it. He expressed great satisfaction with the new home. Up to here, the whole house is actually completely finished, but currently, the new home doesn't have a place to cook, and the empty land around it can be put to good use. He first dug a pit and mixed some wild concrete. Then combined with stones to build it up layer by layer. Before long, he had a sizable platform. This smooth, large stone slab was specially prepared by him. It can serve as a small cooking table in the future. The space next to it continues to be built into a stove. Actually, for this seemingly small house, Mario has spent a long time. When he arrived, it was the desolate early winter. Now it's full of vibrant green leaves. And the cute little dog is growing day by day. Time always comes and goes in a hurry like this. Yet it also leaves its traces. Feeling the muddy ground doesn't match the mansion's vibe, Mario decided to simply build a whole small courtyard. He first used sharpened wooden stakes to enclose a suitable area, and also made a small circle. Who knows what he's preparing to do? With the area defined, he could carry buckets of soil to fill it. Then perform some ramming and reinforcement. And stone slabs were carefully laid as floor tiles. With them, stepping on it is clean and tidy. There are also a few built-up rings in the corners. It looks like Mario plans to plant flowers and grass again in the future. Before long, the small courtyard achieved a perfect transformation. Afterwards, Mario brought some oddly shaped wood. After some skillful operations, they became exquisite stools. Placed in front of the stove, they are perfect for preparing food. After working, he went down the mountain and bought some beautiful fresh flowers, planting them around the yard according to his preference. Looking from afar, the cabin has counterattacked into a garden villa. Babies, what do you think of this kind of yard? Anyway, I really love this one. Now that the new home is completed, Mario is very happy. He plans to make a big meal to celebrate with the dog. First, blanching and boiling large pieces of beef. Then mixing some secret sauce. So it can be wrapped in tinfoil. For the final roasting, the secret sauce aroma mixes with the wood smoke, drifting over the newly built flower bed towards the deeper mountains and forests. Mario tore off the largest piece of bone and placed it in the puppy's bowl. While he ate bread himself, eating this feast, he spent half a lifetime preparing for. He was once just a silent code in the city, but now he is the sole master of the wilderness villa. Perhaps life is just like this, using the first half of life to save up bricks and tiles, to slowly build the desired appearance in the second half.